Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're reacting to, it says the deadliest virus on Earth. I've seen a couple of these videos. They always say that it says the most deadliest, but really, like last time I watched, what is it called? I forgot the name, but it was also some deadliest virus. But yeah, all these viruses really scare me, especially like ones you can't cure. But yeah, let's watch. And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, let's start.
In the 1970s, thousands of chicken heads rained from the sky in Europe, making foxes and other wildlife confused and very happy.
Oh,
Why?
what?
They were filled with a vaccine to fight the deadliest virus known to humanity. Since the 1930s, a rabies epidemic had been sweeping across wildlife populations in Europe, and humans wanted to finally get rid of the virus once and for all. Rabies is named after Lissa, the ancient Greek spirit of mad rage, and has been haunting us for at least 4,000 years.
That's
It
one
can turn
ugly
animals into angry
thing.
beasts, and humans into zombies that fear water. But what makes Lissa fascinating is not just how bizarre and deadly its infection is, but also how incredibly good it is at avoiding our defenses.
Oh. Okay. He said rabies? Okay. The chicken heads part though.
Viruses exist on the edge between life and death, hardly more than a few genetic instructions that need living cells to multiply. The Lissa virus is simple even for a virus. It has only 5 genes, that is, the instructions for 5 proteins that let it solve complex problems: infect a mammal, avoid its immune system, travel to its brain, make more of
And
itself,
kill it.
and infect new hosts.
Oh. Well, it looks like a corn, like like the huge, after you slice a corn in half or break it, it looks like the remaining last piece. It looks chewable on the screen. It looks like something you want to chew, but it's not that big, obviously. Yeah, but these viruses, bro, they're scary. Infect, avoid, travel, multiply, repeat. Yeah. After it travels, that's where the living thing usually dies. That's crazy.
Let's see what happens if you get infected. It all starts with a bite, most likely by a dog carrying millions of viruses in
Oh.
its saliva, pushing them
See,
deep
this
into
makes
the
me
tissue.
not want to touch
The goal
pets.
is your nerve cells, your neurons. They are living electrochemical wires transferring signals throughout your body and can stretch for up to 1.5 meters with their cellular machinery on one end and a terminal on the other.
Okay.
The terminal is where cells talk to each other by passing chemicals that convey information. Lissa probably binds to the receptors that are crucial for this process and slips inside the unsuspecting nerve cells.
How smart are
Inside,
these?
the virus has to solve a big
Viruses,
problem.
bro.
It needs to get to the cellular machinery to take over the cell and make more viruses, and because neurons are pretty long, this can be far away. There is a solution at hand though. Cells have microtubules spanning their insides that give them structural integrity, but they also provide a track system for a specialized delivery system. Dynein motors are actual motors that use energy and deliver packages. They're made from 50 different proteins, 10 times more than the virus, and look like a little pair of shoes. Lissa uses one of its 5 proteins to hijack this amazing system and order it to head for the
What?
nucleus. What's the immune system doing to prevent all of that? Well, unfortunately,
Wait,
not much.
whoa. Viruses, there's no brain. I'm kind of confused though with these viruses. It's probably the way it's made. It doesn't have a brain or anything, but that's pretty, because anytime I'm watching one of these videos, it's either the virus, it has more power than the stuff that's inside your body, or it blends in and makes itself look like a cell in the body, or it does what it just did right here, take over the cell and use it. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, don't be one of those unlucky people with this, and that's crazy, bro. I don't like, these videos kind of get me nervous sometimes. But yeah, this was in the 19s. It's not here today.
Usually when a virus attacks, your civilian cells are crucial in activating your immune response.
And the sad thing is,
They
you
notice
would
that
know
they've been infected
if this
and
thing
release
bit me.
hundreds of thousands of a special family
I
of
probably
proteins,
wouldn't go to the doctor.
the
I don't
interferons
think
that, well, interfere with viruses. We'll have to simplify a lot, but in a nutshell, interferons alert your immune system to make antivirus weapons. But they do much more. They tell civilian cells to turn down their protein factories for a while, which means that viruses can't replicate efficiently anymore. And interferons tell your cells to become super transparent, which is important because how can your immune cells notice that your civilian cells are infected when viruses hide inside them?
Oh
Your
damn,
body
I wish
solves
I had
this
more
by
of
creating
those.
display windows into their insides called MHC class 1 molecules. Cells constantly produce stuff to stay alive, and to showcase to your immune cells what's going on inside them, they take random samples of their products and put them into these tiny display windows to give a peek inside. Interferons tell your cells to make way more display windows and become super transparent. If a cell is infected and forced to make virus parts, your immune cells will see these parts in a window and order the infected cell to kill itself and all the viruses trapped within. This is one of the most powerful methods of wiping.
That's so cool. That's so cool, to be honest. It seems like a whole movie. Yo, you know, something that gets me like wondering is like, you know how, what is it called? In movies, there's parts where like the character has like super, it's not super healing. It's like the speed, their recovery speed is like, for their body just recovers way too fast. I just wonder for, let's assume, I don't know how recovery would help you in this situation, to be honest. But let's say they sped up the process on how fast these cells do the job. I'm sure you'd be safe from like at least 99% of the viruses if your body was a little quicker, like not a little, a lot quicker than it usually is. But I don't know the side effects though, so that's not even related. Let's continue.
Out a viral infection. Unfortunately, Lissa blocks your neurons from making interferons and stays basically invisible to your immune system. In contrast to many other viruses, when it replicates, it doesn't kill its host, which would also trigger alarm systems. Instead, it stealthily jumps from neuron to neuron, very slowly making its way to your brain. This phase can take weeks to months and very rarely even years, and depends on a bunch of things, like if the bite was in your face or foot, or how many viruses got into your muscles. Lissa
this boy's
is a
limping,
monster
man.
until it reaches its goal, your brainstem. Finally, the immune system catches on that something isn't right and reacts. It dispatches some of your most powerful antivirus cells, killer T cells, to seek and kill infected cells and wipe out the enemy.
Yeah, killer T
In
cells
other
are
viral
always my
infections,
favorite,
this would be a turning point, but in rabies, the T cells are rushing towards their doom. Simple Lissa, with its 5 proteins, plays a reverse card, using the immune system's ingenuity against itself.
What?
Your central nervous system is a very fragile part of your body, and so the immune system has to be very careful. A few haywire immune cells in your brain is a quick way to die. So they aren't free to enter your nervous system, they have to be invited in and can be kicked out. To protect themselves, your nerve cells can order T cells to self-destruct if they think they're overreacting. And Lissa figured out a way to make infected neurons express this order. So as your powerful defense cells arrive, they are ordered to commit suicide.
How smart are these viruses? Now I'm just thinking like, yeah, something wrong, man. That's crazy. Yeah, all these viruses always have some huge advantage. Man, being a human kind of sucks, honestly. You just, yeah, your body always gets tricked. It's kind of funny because like every time, bro, every single time the cells are dumb. Like, I mean, it's not their fault. It's always the virus.
Now the virus infiltrates the brainstem. Once this stage is reached, you are going to die. How Lissa kills. One of the most irritating things about the Lissa virus is that we still don't know exactly how and why an infected person dies. Our usual idea of viruses causing damage is by multiplying rapidly, killing their host cells once they've made enough copies, triggering a massive immune reaction that also does a lot of damage. But this doesn't seem to be what happens here. Brain tissue of rabies patients shows minimal, sometimes non-existent damage. Instead of murdering everything in sight, it's currently thought that Lyssa wreaks havoc by messing up the neuron communication inside your brain, so much so that it can't function anymore. This leads to symptoms like confusion, aggression, and paralysis. Now the virus begins to leave. Still traveling through neurons, it migrates away from the brain and heads for the salivary glands. This is remarkable because after traveling in one direction, the virus reverses its course. After decades of study, we don't know how this works. Lyssa ends up saturating your saliva, ready for the irate mammal to bite another and repeat the cycle. While this seems like the beginning of a zombie outbreak, luckily there are no known cases of a human biting another and spreading rabies this way. Now, the end is near. You are rapidly developing encephalitis, a swelling of the brain with many unpleasant neurological symptoms from lethargy to...
Bro, yeah, I heard about this again. You know, I don't know, this is gonna sound a little weird, but I kind of do want to see like a brain like pop, like just, you know, like swell, like boom, boom, and then pop. Like it's like not satisfying, but it would look kind of cool the way it looks right here. But I know, ooh, that would hurt though. That would hurt. Sheesh, man, Lyssa, man, come on, bro. What are you doing?
Paralysis. Slowly at first, and then suddenly, organ after organ fails as you slip into a coma. There is no known effective therapy. Barely anyone has ever survived Lyssa once symptoms begin to show. It is by far the deadliest virus we know. Except, there is actually something that could save you, a vaccine. Rabies was one of the first diseases humans developed a vaccine for. As vaccines do, it prepares your immune system for a future attack, so it has the right weapons ready in high numbers. The horrific tricks of simple Lyssa don't work once you are vaccinated. And the vaccine is special for another reason. Because Lyssa is so slow in the first few weeks, it can be given to you after you've been exposed. So you can still be vaccinated after you've been bitten by an animal. Which is super important if you've had contact with a sick wild animal, say a bat, because you often don't even notice a bite from tiny teeth. Rabies is a monster, one that has followed our species around for thousands of years, that our ancestors were terrified of, and rightly so. It still kills around 60,000
now I don't want to
people
touch
each
any...
year, almost half of them children. We are far from eradicating this monster. It lurks in the shadows, in forests and animals of all kinds, ready to return in greater numbers if we ever forget how to keep it at bay, or if we continue the trend of being suspicious of vaccines. Let's hope that one day humanity slays this monster, so it can become, like most monsters, part of our imagination. There are much deeper levels of knowledge to explore about rabies than the glimpse we just showed you, but digging into sources...
Hey, bro, how? Like, a bat? I don't, oh shoot. I keep forgetting bats do bite, cause like, that's crazy, yeah, bats do bite. I keep forgetting about vampires and all that. Oh, I don't wanna go outside again. Or touch any dog that's outside. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Ugh. Yeah, this video got me feeling all I don't want any animal near me type feeling. Yeah, bro, stay safe, man. I thought it was I thought it was something that happened in the 19s. But oh shoot, it says 60K per year. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you and have a nice day.